Hey there crew, my name is Captain Geronimo and welcome to yet another episode of Let's Play Star Trek Online. In today's episode I give to you Jovian Raider. Without any further ado, let's proceed with today's episode. Engage! The Jovian Raider can be acquired by purchasing and then opening Infinity Lockboxes. Also, you can just simply get Infinity Lockboxes by simply playing the game, but all you need to do is get some Infinity Lockboxes, purchase Master Keys, and get some luck involved into that. Combine those two or three together, because you have keys, the box, and luck. So combine all those three together and you just might get yourself a chance to acquire an Infinity Tier 6 box. This box contains all previously seen Lockbox starships inside, and also some special ones that have never been seen. For example, the Jovian Raider. In today's episode, as stated 100 times already, we're gonna be taking a closer look at Jovian Raider. And now, without any further ado, ship's customizational options. Jovian Raider is screen-accurate recreation of a ship seen in Star Trek Discovery, Season 3, Episode 3, People of Earth. It honestly looks like a Tolian Recluse carrier, but those claws patch a very dangerous weaponized array. But you will see and hear everything about it in the continuation of this video. We have just one template option to use, and it's named Raider. Interior-wise, you only get the default interior used on freighters and ships whose bridges weren't seen well. You have no windows nor material options to choose from. By sliding the Advanced Options tab, you have standard array of patterns, and that would be it. Style options are non-existent as you have a single template. By setting the left side of a color to the green and right side to the red, you will see a massive difference. The ship is very easily repainted into some other colors, and I like it. It gives it some renegade feeling, but now let's jump into space. I'll just presume you have seen Star Trek Discovery Season 3 and that you're acquainted with the burn and what it did to the universe. The Jovian run was a regular Starfleet shuttlecraft route in between Jupiter and Saturn, the two major gas giants in Earth's solar system. The shuttles flew once a day, every day. Titan's Turn was the most popular maneuver performed during this run. The Titan Raider, aka Jovian Raider, was a class of spacecraft used by humans from Titan for dilithium raids on Earth in the late 32nd century. Obviously after the events of the burn. These ships are outfitted especially well for their specific purpose. They have been adapted for the role of scraping and salvaging resources. These same modifications allow the ship also to serve as a capable raider in standard fleet battles, employing hit-and-run tactics, meant to disable the foes, and utilizing the harvested resources to perform improvised field improvements to their own capabilities. Classified as a scalable Tier 6 all-faction raider, you can fly this starship as soon as you finish tutorial mission, and from then on, the Titan Raider will scale up alongside with you leveling up. In this leveling process, your ship will gain more hull HP, consoles and weapon slots, as well as more powerful bridge officer grade abilities. With higher the level that you are on when you get the ship, the less scaling you will have to do. So, if you get the starship on level 65, no scaling will be required. Mastery points may be earned as soon as you start using this starship, but mastery as a system won't be in effect until you reach level 50. Full table of scaling can be seen on the overlay right now. If anything needs a further explanation, feel free to ask in the comment section. As humanity decided to close Earth from the other planets in the solar system and basically rest of the universe, humans that ran the Jovian run became outcasts and sort of an aliens for Earthers. So, let's just call the Earthlings from the Titan Jovians. Jovian ships come with standard equipment and weapons of the lowest mark, which is available at Starship's minimum rank. The items provided are appropriate to the type of vessel and its belonging time period. When you take the Titan Raider out of its box, it comes pre-equipped with Tetrion weaponry and quantum torpedoes. These are set to Mark Infinite, which means that they will scale up with you. However, these cannot be upgraded nor can be re-engineered. If you would like to use the Tetrion and quantum-based weapons that can be upgraded and then re-engineered, you will have to get them from exchange, fleet provision holdings, by looting, crafting or trading with other players. Pre-equipped weapons and equipment table is on the screen right now as an overlay. As an Admiralty card, Jovian Raider is classified as a 4-star rarity tactical card that comes with 29 engineering, 66 tactical and 31 science points. Its special ability is that it will reduce minus 25% maintenance period for every engineering-based starship that you send on Admiralty mission alongside with the Jovian Raider. Its maintenance period is 18 hours. On level 65, you have 51,750 hull HP. There are 5 forward weapon slots that support dual cannon mounts as well as a single standard aft weapon slot. You also have experimental weapon slot built in, but more about it soon. Your available bridge officer stations are very universal, and they are Commander Tactical Cross Intelligence, 2 Lieutenant Commander Universals, Lieutenant Universal Cross Miracle Worker, and Ensign Universal. Jovian Raider comes with 2 available device slots, with 5 tactical, 3 engineering, and 3 science console slots. This Raider may be upgraded to the Tier 6X with the use of Experimental Starship Upgrade Token. Doing so unlocks extra Starship device slot, Universal console slot, and the ability to slot an extra Starship trait. Like all other starships, we have modifiers, and these are 1.15 for the hull, 0.85 for the shields, and 0.23 for the impulse. This Raider's turn rate is graded as 18 degrees per second, with inertia rating of 75. Jovian engineers fitted an energy source, which will provide your starship with 15 power to the weapons and plus 5 to the auxiliary power level as a bonus power. Whether they use the warp core or some other power generating method in lore is unknown, but in-game they use warp cores. As a raider, you have a built-in improved raider flanking, a passive ability which gives raider vessels a boost to damage when striking enemies' rear arc. Better to say plus 35% damage to NPCs, these are STO controlled ships for like in TFOs, and plus 11% to the player enemies. Those are real people that you can fight in competitive TFOs or in PvPs. But before we keep on going, I would like to do a short commercial break in here. Welcome back. Those ships are also very sneaky and know exactly where they have to strike in order to hurt the most, and that factor is here due to Gather Intelligence, which is a built-in starship mechanics only available to the players who use intelligence starships. All Intel ships are capable of deploying an Intel sensor drone with Gather Intelligence ability. Every second, the target of Gather Intelligence will have 1 stack of penetrating scan placed on them. Once the target reaches 15 stacks, they become vulnerable for a short duration. Once vulnerable, your Intel starship can use expose vulnerability abilities on that target and place a crippling debuff on them. You can choose to expose vulnerability in defenses, weapon systems, or critical systems. If you want to learn more about Gather Intelligence, just watch a video linked in the top right corner of this video. Intelligence vessels also come with a built-in passive ability, which renders them undetectable at long range, called Warp Signature Masking. On experimental weapon slot, we have Threat Deterrent Charge Launcher. The Threat Deterrent Charge Launcher periodically leaves behind an energy charge, which will seek out your current target at high speed. This electrically charged projectile is built to interfere with enemy system, making subtle changes to their weapon targeting parameters. It will make your ship appear to be less threatening than it otherwise might be, and eventually render them briefly incapable of attacking your ship. Equipping this weapon comes with a passive masking effect on other ship systems, making them appear to be less threatening to everybody around you. This has a passive effect of reducing the amount of threat that your starship generates. The ship comes with 360-degree firing arc and recharge cycle of 5 seconds. Jovian Raider has a 5-tier mastery skill tree of a raider comprised out of precise weapon systems, tactical maneuvering, enhanced weapon systems, enhanced weapons banks, and starship trait, precision scraper. While this trait is slotted, dealing damage to an enemy ship with a surgical strikes, beam overload, or tractor beam will cause a buff to be created for each teammate within 10 kilometers of damaged foe. These buffs will follow their intended targets, basically you or another player on your team. Then they will apply a beneficial effect, which will be chosen at random, which lasts for 30 seconds. This trait might only be triggered at a maximum of once every 2 seconds. Jovian's universal console is Harvester Mode. By outfitting a ship with specialized micro-emitters alongside with integrated scanning and targeting technology, the standard issue tractor beams have been combined with energy transferring technology to act as a suite of aggressive salvage system. When engaged, these emitters will automatically target nearby enemy starships, stripping power and materials from them. This results in reducing of their power, dealing kinetic damage and slowing them down. Once the emitters have been spent on harvesting enemy ships in this way, all gathered resources are then automatically applied to the hosts, basically your weapons, in a myriad of ways, improving nearly every aspect of your ship's performance, as well as temporarily augmenting the firing capabilities of its energy weapons. The benefits reaped by your ship will grow with the amount of harvested material that were successfully gathered. You can harvest materials from up to 2 enemy ships at a time that have to be within 5 kilometers from you. Every half a second you get a stack of harvests, and you can gather a maximum of 30 harvesting stacks. If you harvest more than 10 stacks, you get Beam Overload 1 and Cannon Rapid Fire 1. If you harvest more than 20 stacks, you get Beam Overload 2 and Cannon Rapid Fire 2. And lastly, if you manage to harvest all 30 stacks, you get Beam Overload 3 and Cannon Rapid Fire 3. This console also provides a passive bonus, flight speed and turn rate, only while not in combat, and to the control expertise. This console can be equipped onto any starship. Only one of these consoles may be equipped at a time, but it might be equipped on any console slot. This starship is a thing that I had a lots of fun with. Even with some not so good Tetrion build, I got more than a decent performance. I'm not a big raider person, but they have a lot of potential. You can turn them into almost anything that you want them to be. That being said, ship's console can be very useful if you're fighting at least one enemy, as you get ship's performance augmentation as well as energy weapons boost in terms of free bridge officer ability activations. Ship's trait is very strange and interesting at the same time, but it really works for a ship like this. It's a gamble, because you never know what kind of a benefit you will get, just as Jovians. They never know what they will get from the salvage. Overall, I give this raider a solid 9 out of 10. Before I go away with this video, I would like to say thank you to all of my channel members, and special shout out to Roser95, Darren Homer, K. Anderson and Captain Altman. Thank you all for helping me out financially. Even though I did not get this starship for real, I made the review on Tribble, so I can use the money from your donations for some new and future releases. One more time, thank you so much. This, my fellow crew members, is going to wrap yet another episode. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a feedback by hitting that subscribe button if you're new around here. Once more time, my name is Captain Geronimo. This is what I do: Star Trek Online ship reviews, gear reviews, mission walkthroughs, live streams, Star Trek product reviews, and more. Also, if you like this video, consider leaving a like. It's gonna help me a lot here on YouTube. If you want to help me financially keep this channel afloat, please take a look at channel memberships, because that way I can get some more buck to purchase all of these ships. And until next time, crew, I really love you all, because all of you are the best. You're amazing. Geronimo, out.